Hey guys, John here, and welcome back to the Super Awesome Geek Show. Yes, the Lich King has come home. Well, it can come to your home if you join the Fanhome Lich King monthly service. You will get a couple of parts each month to build your very own Lich King. This thing is almost 24 inches tall. Yes, he's almost 2 feet tall. This is going to be massive. It is going to be a monster of a model, a really killer prop-like thing to have in your home. And this is just, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, look at these images. And to start us off, Fanhome has generously sent this box, and to my surprise, inside is the first couple of parts for the Lich King. So today I'm going to show you guys what's in this package and how to build the first couple of parts for the Lich King. So first off here we've got the helmet, and then the second part is one of the pauldrons that'll go on his shoulder. It's like a big shoulder pad pauldron. So with spikes. It's so cool. Yeah, this thing is awesome. I can't wait to do this. I hope that Fanhome sends me the entire kit. If they send something every month to build the Lich King, then we will definitely be building it every single month, and you can follow along on this channel and build your very own. If you get one, I will be showing you step by step how to build it. It comes with a booklet, and you get a deer collector little leaflet here that tells you about going online and finding the instructions and everything. And there's also lore online on the Fanhome thing, but this is pretty cool. You get this, and you get this really cool looking pamphlet that folds out. It's actually a poster, but on the reverse side of the poster is all this stuff. Build your own Lich King, the most famous character in World of Warcraft. The Lich King is a legendary character in Warcraft at the head of an army of undead. He's the master of the Scourge, made famous by the tragic fate of the Prince Arthas. He rules the lands of Northrend from the Frozen Throne through his citadel. You know, the undead and everything. It's pretty cool. This has the magazine that you can look at online, has a bunch of, we'll show it at the end in more detail, or a little bit of detail, but it has a bunch of lore and everything on there, plus the instructions, and you can access that by going to Fanhome's website, clicking on your account, and you will see where you can download the instructions and the booklet here. The Lich King, you will beg for mercy, and I will deny you. Assemble your very own Lich King. The eyes light up. It has molded metal and injection molded plastic parts. So the thing is die-cast metal and injected plastic ABS. Richly detailed, high-quality materials. And I gotta say, they really are. 60 centimeters, which is 23.6 inches. So yeah, almost 2 feet tall. This is going to be a massive thing in the collection when you get it built. It comes from the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, which you saw a little bit of a clip of at the beginning. That was a 2008 expansion for World of Warcraft. If you join, you get a chance at getting 3 of these posters as a gift. You can get a mug. Those posters are pretty cool. You can get a mug as a gift, and a desk pad, and a pin. I think the longer you're subscribed, the more gifts you get down the road, I think is how it works. And then if you get the deluxe version, you have to pay extra for this, I think. But the stand comes as an extra thing with an illuminated base. And I believe that is in the premium expanded version that you pay more for. But the base looks pretty cool. And here's the poster. When you fold this thing completely out, you get a big image of the Lich King. And I do believe that this model, when you're done with it, is posable, because we've seen the pictures of it in many different poses, and so I think it is a posable statue. It's not just a statue when you're done. I think it's like a giant figure. So here we have the helmet, all the parts for it. This thing looks awesome. This little horn is going to go on the front here like this. I already popped it on. I didn't realize before I started the video, but anyways. So yeah, those can go there. And we've got a back piece for the helmet. It's going to connect like so. These little pegs will peg in, and then we'll be able to screw that together. And there's 3 die-cast parts. These are heavy, really solid metal, and they're going to go like that. This thing is incredible how solid this is. Yeah, very, very solid metal. And this is plastic, so this is an molded ABS. So if we take a quick look online, you can see the instructions are here, how to do the Helm of Domination. It comes with a screwdriver and the screws. So don't lose the screwdriver, because I think you'll be using it throughout the entire thing. And the screws are clearly labeled as to which one to use for each part. And you just kind of follow these instructions. But I'm going to take you through it step by step here. We'll put both the helmet and the shoulder pauldron together right here in this very video, so you guys have a way of, seeing how it's done. Plus, I can tell you, help you through some of the complications, because there was something in the helmet that was just a little bit complicated that I don't think, if someone explained, I'm not sure everyone would figure it out without someone explaining it. So if you need someone to explain it, that's what we're going to do. But first off, you're going to see this little notch and this little screw hole. This screw hole lines up with this piece here. And make sure they clip together. They almost clip together without having to screw it. And it'll be a solid piece. And then you're going to add the screw for security to make it more secure. Use the AM bag, AM, and put one of those screws right in here and tighten it up. And that's all you got to do for that. Doesn't take long. There you go. Make sure they're tight. Don't over tighten, just make sure they're tight. And so the parts aren't going to slip and move. You don't want to strip it, so don't over tighten. Then that fits right in there. And the screws are magnetic to the screwdriver, so you can actually put the screw on and then just slide it in the hole and go. So it's not that bad. It actually lines up pretty well. And before you know it, you're going to have the back part. Now this is the back part of the helmet. And you're going to have that all tucked in there tight and good to go. So that's the back part of the helmet. Now we're going to do the front part. You're going to clip this into the 3 holes and put it together. And then screw it together with a couple of screws here. Now in each bag they give you extra screws. We're going to be using the screws CP for this part. And there will be, luckily they gave us extra screws because I dropped one and I can't find it. So that's exactly why they give you an extra screw. Line up the 3 pegs and slide this thing together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find the screw holes here. So there's one right there. And those little tiny screws are going to go one on each side. You do not need to screw the one in at the top at this time. So flip it around and take this other one. And you're going to screw that right in, right there. So this is like a model that you're going to be screwing together. So keep this screwdriver even after this first couple sets, because you're going to need it for months down the road. So make sure everything goes in a spot where you can find it again each month as you get more and more parts. His eyes are going to glow, and I imagine that diamond on his helmet might glow as well. So we're going to be putting a screw in there. So we didn't need them. We just do them on both sides. Don't do the top one. You could, with the extra screw you got, you don't need it. But you're going to be screwing the helmet with BP into that spot. There's a hole through the helmet right here. And you're going to go through that hole and into that space there that we were talking about. So just don't already have a screw in it is what I'm saying. Once you get that screwed on, this is how it looks. Pretty cool. I'm sorry. So line it up like that, and then you're going to screw it in like this. I've already got mine done. I was just kind of showing you how it goes, and then it'll end up looking like that when you're done. Make sure the back and everything's lined up and the spacing is right, because you can easily get this thing twisted, and it's difficult to get it seated all the way up in the thing. You've really got to. What I had to do was I had to start the screw in the helmet and then push the helmet up until I got it lined up and really give it some force to screw it in, because it wasn't lining up right. But once you're all done, this is how it'll look. Looks pretty badass. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. Now I imagine there's going to be a head that's going to go inside of it with lights and everything. So that'll look pretty cool when it's all done. Next, we're going to move on to the shoulder pauldron. And the shoulder pauldron is going to be this big metal part that you have here. And then some plastic bits that go around it and inside it. This cool little skull thing and all these spikes. Be sure you keep the spikes in the right order. When we put this thing together, we're going to be putting the spikes on. And this is where it's going to go on the character. It says shoulder pauldron. Pretty cool. But each of these spikes is going to go on the part like that. And then you're going to put the pauldron, the little skull piece on the bottom. And that's pretty much all you're doing for this one. The rest of the parts will kind of go together later. But I will show you kind of how things line up. So you're going to use the AP screws for the spikes. And the first thing you're going to do is line these spikes up. So they're going to get lined up in here in the right way. They will, when you twist them and move, they will line up into the correct spot. And then you're just going to use the screwdriver and screw these things in. Not bad, really. They really don't want these to accidentally come off, so the screws are kind of long going into these parts. And then you're going to have the second one. And you're basically just going to rinse and repeat for this whole process, doing each and every one of these with a screw and lining them all up. Then do the third one. And you're going to have the fourth one. And make sure you pick the right ones. They do label them. And they have, you can tell because when you put them in, there won't be any gaps. If you've got the wrong one, there'll be a gap or it just won't fit right. And they are very, very sharp, so be careful. These things could easily break the skin and cause you to bleed. So yeah, then we're going to put this skull piece on. There's 2 pegs there. They're going to go in these peg holes. And then you're going to screw that together as well. So just line that up. And this is a little bit bulky because of the size. It's such a big piece that it's kind of hard to get these screws in and hold it all at the same time. You might want to have a clamp or something to help you out, because as you see, I've got to twist it in a weird way with my fingers to sort of hold it in place and get the screws going. So you might want to have a clamp or something. If you've got a modeling clamp or some kind of thing to hold it, the extra hands they call it, it might work out for this, but it is a big piece. So it's kind of, it might be bigger and heavier than your thing can handle. But, if you've got something, go ahead and use it. So that's the pauldron. Now with this stuff, this black piece clearly is going to fit into this piece. And the way it looks like it's going to work is it's going to go like that. and you can see the holes kind of lining up. And then this thing is going to line up inside of it. But they say you're not going to attach all that right now. You're going to do that in the next step. So when we get a future step, it will hook all this together. But you can see kind of how it's going to look. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, just keep all those parts off to the side and they'll be ready for the next step. So what we've done is the shoulder pauldron and the helmet. So there you go. And if you want to see more of what the book has in store online, there's maps and lore online when you look at the instructions. There's a 20-page booklet that gives you lore about the realms and the denizens of the cosmos. It's pretty cool. The burning dead, the undead. And then it has some mythos, some origin stuff, and some lore. So if you're really not... Well, I think it's going to be good for both. If you're not familiar with the Lich King and World of Warcraft lore, you can learn a lot with this. But if you are really into the lore, this is kind of taking you on a deep dive into more of the lore surrounding Azeroth, Stormwind Castle, the Citadel, and the Lich King himself. So I found it really fascinating. Lots of cool information in there. It was really worth taking a look at all this. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Lich King and learning how to build the first couple parts. So let me know in the comments below. Is this something you're going to pick up? Head on over to fanhome.com and take a look at what they have on offer. The very first kit is just $1.95, and then from then on, each additional piece is $14.95, and they will be sending you multiple pieces per month. So it's not $14.95 a month. You could get 3 or 4 pieces, so it's 3 or 4 parts times $14.95 per month. So just so you know how it works out. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know if you're going to get this in the comments below. This thing is going to be awesome, and I really do hope that Fanhome sends more, because the more they send, the more we will build, and hopefully eventually we will have this thing, the full 2-foot glory, built in our place, and this will look really cool. So thank you so much to Fanhome. We really appreciate you sending these parts out, and I hope to be working with you more often. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Stay awesome out there, and we'll talk to you guys later, all right? See ya! The Super Awesome Geek Show is part of the Super Awesome Geek Show network. Please check the description below and subscribe to the channels that interest you.
I am John, Wookiee impersonator and a Ladrin warlock with the Warriors of the Stars. Along came Jason, my bearded friend. Fabulous secret ideas were revealed to me the day he came to my house and said, I want to make a podcast! Only 2 others share this secret.
I am Chris Visions. I like walks on the beach, sunsets, poodles.
What's up, everybody? Morphin' time.
Hi, I'm Rick Remender.
Rob, the artist.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm Christopher Sabella.
Hi, this is Ashley Eckstein, voice of Ahsoka Tano.
Robbie Amell.
What's up, guys?
Today I have special guest Mike Selinker.
You do indeed.
We're working on Black Science.
Bob McLeod, creator of the New Mutants.
I've been working for Marvel and DC Comics for the last 40 years.
Brian Herbert.
About a year ago, I've got a Twitter site. I couldn't get my own name. Somebody took my name.
And we have special guest Gus Lopez.
Oh, hey, guys. I'm thrilled to be on.
Robin Hobb is here.
Working on a trilogy called The Fitz and the Fool.
Livio Raimondelli.
Appreciate it. I'm a big Transformers fan, G1 fan myself.
Together we started talking about toys, comics, games, and movies on the Super Awesome Geek Show!